Welcome back to another video. So today I'll be sharing with you my experience from when I did the 30-day no sugar challenge, mainly because of the transformation, so the before and after results. Now, just before I get into the video, I just wanted to explain for those of you who are not aware who I used to be and what I used to eat. Whereas I was a kid who every time I ate a meal, I would literally drink a full pint of Coca-Cola with my meals. Now, if you're not aware of how much sugar is in Coca-Cola, or in a pint, for example, in a pint of Coca-Cola, there is 60 grams of sugar. 60 grams of sugar. Now, I was somebody who used to drink Coca-Cola, eat sweets, chocolate bars, crisp, every single day, without fail. And I constantly got spots. I had a problem on my skin to the point where I thought that, well, somebody told me that I thought I had rosacea. It's a skin condition where the blood vessels basically deteriorate in a way, and blood stops traveling, so it just literally stays red. It's a very strange condition, but that's what I thought I had until I began to change my diet. Now, you'll see at some point in the video the results from the actual challenge. Now, what I also wanted to share with you was the purpose of the challenge. There's a reason why I did the video. There's a reason why I wanted to do the challenge. It's because I knew that everything I was eating was shit. I knew that the things that I was eating were giving me energy spikes, and that I was lacking focus. I was hyper or overactive to the point where my mum's friends actually thought I had ADHD. I was so addicted to it. I would eat any sort of food at any point, whether it was first thing in the morning, whether it was the last thing at night. So just so you are aware what my skin was to what it changed and transformed to. Probably one of the most important benefits that I experienced was no energy spikes. Because what you'll notice, I'm pretty sure you probably became aware of it previously, to the point where you'll have a chocolate bar or fizzy drink, Coca-Cola, Lucozade, whatever. You get this surge of energy, and within about an hour, you just begin to dip and dip and dip and start to become a little bit fatigued, a little bit low on energy. That's because obviously the sugar and the glucose just travels straight into your blood, and that's why you instantly get energy. Another major benefit for this challenge was the clarity of mind. I began to see things a lot clearer physically and mentally, to the point where I was actually focusing on what I was doing rather than trying to do 10 things at once. The fog that you have in your brain a lot of the time from overactivity or overdoing, staring at a screen for a long period of time, it creates this like shelter on top of your brain. I'm pretty sure you guys have experienced it before, where you want to think and it's like there's a blockage. So that's what it did for me. After the 30 days, I felt completely refreshed. I felt like a brand new soul. I had plenty of energy, and of course I didn't have any sugar spikes because I didn't have any sugar. I just had naturally recurring sugars, so obviously fruits and veg, but those are just natural, so you don't get any sort of fake energy from it. It's all authentic, and what you'll notice is that you won't feel fatigued at any point during the day. You'll be on a nice steady pace of energy throughout the entire day. Now, I did do it with a friend. Now, this is a big tip. If you want to get started yourself, the easiest way to begin is to simply start it with someone that you know who's also interested in doing it. Reason why is because you can literally help each other when one of you is trying to go back into that fridge and get the chocolate bars or get the sweets, and you can just basically help each other stay on top. So it's like in another way of putting it, it's like an accountability partner where you keep each other on your toes and you just crack on. There's no excuses. And it's fun to do because it's a challenge. It's to find out how much in control you actually think you are of yourself. Because I know a lot of people that have tried this challenge, friends, even family, and they ended up giving up after like 5, 7 days. One, because they didn't know the purpose as to why they were even doing the challenge. They just wanted to try it, and that was it. So a big why, understanding why you are doing what you are doing, will help you break through those thought patterns and the mind's little tricks of keeping you in the same place. So this is something that's very, very valuable to take on. If you do the challenge, obviously the purpose of this video is just to share my own experience, to maybe motivate you to just share and show you what can be achieved, what changes can be made in the body in just as fast and just as quick as the 30 days. The results were obviously spectacular. I was proud of myself. I was grateful that I've stuck to it. So in this challenge, there are a few stages. So stage 1 is obviously overcoming the cravings and just giving your body and your mind that time to adjust and to adapt so it can understand what you are actually trying to do. Because when you get a crave, that's because you've already thought about it. You created a vision, you created a little mind movie to send signals into the body, and that's what the body does. It gets signals, and then the signal gets sent from the body back up to the mind, and the mind influences the body, body influences the mind. So with that cycle, the more and more you think about it, and the more you picture it, the more you visualize it, the stronger the connection becomes. Now, when you think about chocolate, when you think about cookie doughs, when you think about something that is just literally mouth watering and you feel like you need it now, you will eventually get it, because that's what you're feeding yourself. So the first step into doing this is literally saying to yourself, I'm doing a 30-day no sugar challenge. At no point will I break this, ... Tell yourself why you are doing it, whether it's to lose weight, whether it's to get any sort of spots, toxins out of the body, whether it's just to simply find out what you will feel like after the challenge. Whatever your benefit is, make it your own. It's personalized. I found this website that had a simple explanation of what you can and can't eat, how to deal with it, and it was very, very helpful, especially to understand the whole idea behind the challenge. Now, a little bonus on there of the things that you can simply buy. So there's a shopping list on there, as you can see here, and it will just give you an example of what you can buy in preparation for it. So rather than you thinking and researching what you can eat and what you can't eat, what you should ignore, what you shouldn't ignore, the shopping list is right here for you. See what see what you enjoy, see what you can mix together, and whatever delicious meals you feel like you can create out of it. So now just moving on to the results. The transformation was quite significant. So the picture on my left is before. Now if you look at this picture quite close, I look like Homer Simpson. My skin was literally yellow. At this point I was eating anything and everything I wanted at any point, any time of the day, with who I wanted. Now you can see that the skin is quite dull, it's quite dark, and that's basically a result and manifestation of eating what you think you can. Then on my right here is the result of after the 30-day challenge. Now, as you can see on that picture, there's a massive difference. Obviously, firstly, because of the skin color. Look at, on this picture, I look like Jesus Christ. I look like a newborn baby. You can tell that just from the 30 days you can make a massive difference. It will give you a lot of energy, it will give you a lot of clarity of mind, it will make you a lot sharper, you'll make decisions quicker, you'll be able to see things, acknowledge things, and one of the most important ones is there'll be no energy spikes. This is a massive one, because especially if you're working in a job that requires you to be on point, for example sales, if you go on your lunch break and you have sugar, chocolate, sweets, it might give you that little booster, you might get a few sales, but after that you'll just slowly have a dip and you'll become a little bit fatigued and then just slowly dip. Just make sure that there's no added sugars or no refined sugars added on, only naturally recurring sugars, so fruits, veg, obviously honey, other than that, just check the back of the packet. That's the easiest way. Just check the ingredients. Don't check how much there is, how much sugar content there is. Just simply check the ingredients for like syrups, glucose syrups, sugar, xylitol, any of the sort, and that will give you a better idea. So now I just wanted to share a few tips on how you can actually begin this challenge. Easy, simple ways to do so. Now, the first one is grab a friend, grab a family member, somebody who you know who is also committed or who was also interested in doing this challenge that you can actually share your experience with. Another thing just to mention is because the body's going to go through a detoxification process, it will have little side effects. So the side effects is sometimes you can get a bit of a runny nose, maybe a sore throat, a blocked nose. You will feel like you are ill, but you're not. It's just basically the sugar leaving your actual body. So it usually takes around 7 to 14 days, anywhere in between that time period. The first 1 to 2 weeks, you might feel a little bit low on energy, you might feel a little bit emotional, a little bit easily stressed. Don't identify with that, just understand that that is part of the process, and that's what you have to go through to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I experienced it. I had like a bit of a blocked nose, a bit of a there was quite a bit of mucus in my nose, and my friend had a bit of a sore throat as well. So just know that it's part of the experience, and just break through it. Just crack on, understand why you're doing it, and you will get to the other side. The other tip on how you can get started is just to simply remove any toxic foods from your fridge, from your house, from your cupboards, and get it out. So your mind doesn't get triggered halfway in through the challenge that you're craving something, and because it's in the fridge, you'll go grab it and then you'll just lose like that. So get everything out your house, clean the fridge, put some greens, put some veggies, put some fruits all day around. So at any point you do have a crave, at any point you do feel hungry, grab a snack, grab some nuts, grab some peanut butter, fruits and veg is perfectly fine. The third tip that I'm going to share with you is simply creating a list of foods that you can eat. Now, if you are new to obviously no sugar challenge, you probably won't know that 99.999% of things that you eat on a daily basis has sugar in it. That's the idea, just to find out what you can actually eat that will benefit you, give you longevity, give you clearer skin, give you more energy, and actually make you feel better after you've ate it rather than worse. And that's it. So that was my experience and a few tips on obviously how you can begin, and the purpose of obviously why doing it. We all know that we should be eating healthy, but sometimes we don't, and it's very easy to say yes, but it's also very easy to say no. But it's also just a mind trick. So if you can just get beyond, and as you begin to do these challenges, whether it's enough, whether it's 30-day no sugar challenge, whether it's an ab challenge, whatever it is, you begin to learn a lot about who you really are, and whether you can actually get through the challenge, whether you can actually stay in control of yourself rather than the mind controlling you and you losing your will to everything around you. So I hope I gave you enough motivation to get started with this yourself. Share it to your friends, share it to your family members, and follow me on Instagram. Subscribe down below, like the video if you did enjoy it, and I'll see you on the other side. Boom.